Hello and welcome to yet another edition of your weekly international current affairs program, Globe Watch from the Cameroon Radio Television with me, Charles Ebune, aired from the Russian Embassy residence here in Yaoundé, Cameroon. About 1,117 cities and towns exist across Russia, the world's largest country by natural size, and all of those cities and towns are managed by an association called by the name the Union of Russian Cities, whose chief executive officer is in Yaoundé, Cameroon, to take part in the International Economic Days organized by the United Cities and Councils of Cameroon. It is their first participation. Just how are cities and towns managed in Russia, and of what essence can their organizational outlook serve as a model of inspiration to cities in Africa and other parts of the world, Cameroon included? Mr. Chief Executive Officer, thank you very much indeed. Dr. Andriy Maximov, welcome to Globe Watch.
Thank you so much.
You are in Cameroon in this month of June. What brings you here in Cameroon at this time of the year?
I am a participant of so big forum, forum which include all of big cities and municipalities of Cameroon and many other countries. Now it's very important for Russia to connect with African peoples, with African countries, and Cameroon is one of the most important countries in Africa. It's a leader of Central Africa region, mega region, and we hope that our connections will be more deep, more intensive, more interesting, and I moved here for this aim, for this reason.
The conference you are talking about and the forum you are talking about is the third edition of the Council's International Forum, Economic Forum. About 25 countries participated. What have you seen as part of the Russian delegation? What have you seen here in Cameroon already during the meetings?
It's a very interesting forum because this includes many different discussion about so many themes such as digitalization, such as economic development, social development, and investment, yes. And many themes of this forum is very actual for Russian cities, municipalities, and now we have very intensive development of our cities, and we can present our technologies, our urban development projects in your country. I think so. It's very important and interesting.
You are the Chief Executive Officer of the United Cities of Russia. There should be roughly 103 or 105 largest cities, yes, in Russia, part of your association. How do you intend to work with your Cameroonian counterparts in particular? What are the points of connections? You just talked about technology, you just talked about digitalization. Are you ready to work in areas like energy or knowledge transfer? Have you shared experiences with them?
In this forum, I present many interesting technologies, many interesting projects, and now Russian cities are developing in different spheres. For example, in our cities, many new public spaces, parks, green zones. We have new green technologies. We have new attractors in our green zones. And I think...
and of course, that is all geared towards protecting the environment when you are talking of greener cities.
Yes,
because you want to be environmentally
yes.
friendly cities.
Yes, we have many touristic attractions and new touristic attractions in our cities. For example, it's usual for us that some cities is resorts or beach resorts or thermal resorts, but now, for example, Moscow or Tyumen, two biggest cities in Russia, became resorts too, because in Moscow, for example, we have now 25 different 25 city water pools, okay. Public water pools in the summer time, and now many people from different countries go to the Moscow, like not only for cultural activities or business activities, but also for another touristic sites and touristic recreation activities. Yes.
In a moment, we'll talk about how cities are managed in Russia and how they are organized. But one or two questions about your presence in Yaoundé. Apart from attending the forum on the International Economic Days of Cities and Councils of Cameroon, did you have other discussions with other government agencies like the Ministry of Urban Development to share how you guys keep your cities clean in Russia? Have you had any other conversations?
Yes. We have now different projects for utilities or for transport support of citizens, and we have in EU metro railways in our country, new types of public transport, and these technologies we can use not only in our country, but and in different cities in other countries. And I think it's only one of these one of spheres that we can have communication and maybe cooperation.
Is there any lesson in particular or something that you retained from the gathering in Yaoundé? What was striking? What experience did you share that you'll be taking back to Russia?
For example, it's maybe practice about in the sphere of water utilities, for example.
Okay, water utilities, how water management and distribution is done.
Yes.
Okay.
For example, it's maybe industrial technologies. It's maybe industrial activities in the cities.
Okay.
Maybe different types.
You are at the head of an association that regroups 103 or 5 largest cities in Russia. By the way, there are roughly about 1,117 cities and towns in Russia, all living in a population of plus 100 million people. How is your association organized, the association that you are heading as Chief Executive Officer? How is it organized?
We organized many different discussions, a few research programs for our cities. After a week, we organized a few seminars, maybe summits, maybe meetings which include officers or mayors which represent maybe a few, maybe 70 or 80 or 60 different cities.
Okay.
And the results of these meetings will be usually different documents which we can bring to government of Russia, bring to experts for analysis, and we sentences about law in our country or in some of region of our country. And
let's take a city like Moscow, which is the capital, or St. Petersburg. Mm-hmm. I know that when you go to a city like St. Petersburg, you have Alexander the Great building and other touristic sites where you can spend almost 8 years visiting inside with a rich Russian history. When you are a mayor of a city like that, St. Petersburg, Moscow, Novorossiysk, which is in south of the country, near where you find Catherine the Great of Russia. These are parts of Russia I have been inside, south of your country. What is the model? How do you manage a city in Russia, a city like Moscow, which to me is the world's best planned city? I have never seen a city well arranged as Moscow.
Best planned?
Best planned city in the world. That is the most arranged city in the world with a lot of order is Moscow. I have been to Moscow. It's so well arranged. How do you organize all of that? Do you have a master plan?
Yes. We have master plans, okay. Yes. And our president Putin decided that all of biggest cities must have master plans.
Yeah.
And we have a federal support for these
okay.
Activities.
Yeah. And you are equally a member of that federal commission which yes. manages the urbanization.
Yes, our ministry for local development,
sure.
Yes, mm-hmm. Organized this work, mm-hmm. These activities, and now we have 200 master plans in biggest cities of okay. the east of our country,
sure.
on the north mm-hmm. Of our country, and now more another mm-hmm. big cities will decide, will organize, they'll write these master plans.
How do councils in Russia get resources to manage themselves? Taxes, tourism, custom duties? Is it like it operates in other parts of the world, or there are special federal grants to them, and which yes. you manage part of it? How does it work? Tell me that part of
yes.
the story.
Russian cities have some based incomes, mm-hmm. Such as
taxation,
personal taxes,
okay. Personal income tax?
Salary income taxes, salary
Sure.
taxes.
Yeah.
It's taxes for buildings in the cities.
Yeah.
And support of federal land taxes, yes,
Land taxes, yeah.
and support of regional and
Local
from
authorities.
regional budget and federal budget.
Government. So
It's biggest incomes of.
I know that there is a lot of oil and gas in Russia, which is part of your natural resources.
Yes.
In a country like Cameroon, there is locally what they call the royalties, money that comes from the realities of the councils of the area. If a council is found in the forest zone, those who are exploiting the forest, they must put certain amount for the development of those areas. Such things, do they happen in Russia too? When you are like a city that produces a lot of oil, part of the oil, does it go to the management of the city? When you are in an area where they produce a lot of wine, like in south of Russia around Novorossiysk, is that the case?
Yes, but in Russia we have a big part of the oil industry is a big part of Russian economy, but now we have diversification of our economy activities, and we have many service economy growth. We have different growth of different different industries, and taxes which come from oil, from gas. It's one of the bases of federal budget, but not regional budgets and city budget.
Mr. President or Chief Executive Officer, the interview will be coming to an end very soon. You coordinate the work of all the major cities in Russia. What essentially is your work? What do you do? What is your job description? What is your mandate?
Yes, I organized discussion and of discussion of most important problems of our cities. I organized common decisions, which necessary for work of our cities, and I organized international activities or interregional activities of our cities, our municipalities.
You just talked about international engagement. How many partnerships do you enter with other countries, for example, to share experiences?
Yes, we have connections with a few, with about 40, 50 countries. We have connections with associations like Union of Russian Cities. We have intensive communications with such countries like China, India, many African countries.
Pakistan.
Too.
Yeah. Many cities around the world face practically the same problem: traffic, waste management, environmental pollution. Are they the same problems cities in Russia face?
Yes, yes.
And how do you tackle that?
Waste management, it's our traditional big problem, but it's now we have new decisions. We have a new regulation of this process, and we have regional operating companies which organized this process.
How many tons, for example, of waste do you manage in Russia per year? Do you have statistics on that?
I don't know how it will be in dollar, but we have decentralization. We have this decentralization of this this system. Each
region and each locality has to manage it in a decentralized way in order to effectively manage the cost. Mr. President, probably our last question, or Mr. Chief Executive Officer, when you look at Russian cities today, in the plan of action of President Vladimir Putin, who wants to see a very great Russia, robust, strong, united, clean, imposing country in the world, what do you people intend to do in the next 3 or 5 years in terms of the association that you are heading? As a vision?
Yes, I think after 5 or 10 years, our cities of our country will be very green, very digitalization, very
digitally connected cities.
Yes,
which are environmentally friendly.
Smart cities. It's
smart cities. Well, that's an expression mostly
green
used in Rwanda.
cities, smart cities.
Smart cities.
Yes,
and the word smart cities, you have clean cities inside.
Clean and rich cities.
You have connection issues to enable mobility easier for all of them. How much is the budget annually to manage cities in Russia?
Such as
for the organization that you head.
Budget of our
sure.
And our organization is not have a big budget.
Okay.
we have
you have a modest budget to manage the troubles that are facing the association. If there is one word you have to say about cities in Russia, when you look at their history, their current situation, and tomorrow, what is that word you will give? Are you ever poised for modernity?
Yes.
You can say that in Russian. You can say that in the Russian language to conclude the interview.
На самом деле сегодня мы стоим на пути действительно из прошлого в будущее, и мы хотим сохранить наши традиции, наше наследие с одной стороны, но с другой стороны использовать все те современные технологии, которые дает нам глобальная цивилизация, и сохраняя свою уникальность, свою идентичность, свой культурный код, как у нас принято говорить, мы можем, соответственно, двигаться вперед только на основе вот такого соединения традиционного и современного.
And with that, we conclude the interview. The Chief Executive Officer of the Union of Russian Cities. Thank you very much indeed, Dr. Andriy Maximov, for being my guest.
Thank you so much. Спасибо. Спасибо.
Shining for others is a must. Living together is a must. Donc pour le festival, ce qu'on va faire, c'est quoi? C'est qu'on va pas se limiter à la musique, on va faire des masterclass. On va former des jeunes pour les autonomiser. Dans les matières du music business, et pas que, du agro-business. On aura un panel pour les peace talks. On aura un panel pour l'intelligence financière. Parce qu'il faut que les jeunes, même quand ils trouvent des petites opportunités, s'ils ne savent pas comment gérer les finances, ils vont crever. Ils ne vont pas avoir l'intelligence financière. C'est ce qui est important aujourd'hui. Donc, mais non, on va aussi, dans le cadre du Living Together Festival, ce sera au Palais de Congrès. Et on va faire ce qui est un panel, un pitch, pour que les jeunes y viennent, ils pitchent leur projet, ils gagnent des sommes, que ce soit de 1 à 5 millions, pour qu'on puisse aider via ce festival pour soutenir le gouvernement à pouvoir créer ce pont-là qui doit migrer vers la création d'emplois. On ne veut plus des chercheurs d'emplois, on veut les créateurs d'emplois, parce que si on crée un emploi pour 5 personnes, 5 autres personnes, une personne créera pour 5 autres personnes l'effet d'entraînement, et ainsi de suite. Donc je pense qu'aujourd'hui, c'est hyper important, avec tout l'amour que le Cameroun m'a donné, de se dire oui, on peut faire un festival qui ne va pas que faire battre les corps, mais qui fera battre les cœurs. Maintenant, après, on peut clore. Et on va clore avec un gros concert au stade Mfandena, ici même à Yaoundé, où on va montrer à la jeunesse camerounaise, ou montrer au monde que la jeunesse camerounaise a dit oui. Nous, on protège notre maison, on protège notre patrie parce qu'on n'en a qu'un seul. On va élever nos voix, on va chanter l'hymne national, symbole d'unité nationale, symbole de cohésion sociale, se regarder dans les yeux, dire oui, on s'aime, mais je pense qu'à la fin de la journée, c'était bien d'allier les deux, faire battre les corps, mais aussi les cœurs.